Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Bye here. So the official skill description for the two new infantry legendary commanders just came out. Some of you guys might be wondering if I am still thinking that Pakal is a must-have now for infantry players, or if I would reconsider on Cheok Jun's Jeong here. So let's go over some of the new changes and see if it is going to have a big impact on my decision on which commander I will be getting next. Um, so here we have, let's talk about Pakal first, right? So deal skill damage to the current target damage factor 1300, and Troop led by Zit commander gain a shield for 3 seconds, which can absorb a large amount of damage factor 500 here. So it's like a slice change it here, going from 1500 down to 1300 here. So like the skill description on the skill link is still pretty solid. It's just the number is slightly different. Uh, Infantry unit led by the commander gain 30% increase in health and 15% increase in march speed. When the commander launch a rally attack, all damage dealt is increased by 5%. So in the skill league, we saw a 25% increase in march speed, which is very nice. But now we are seeing a reduction of 10% here, so it now only have a 15% skill, 15% march speed increase only. I kind of sad for seeing that march speed loss is there, but I mean, I have no say. uh, so next one is rally skill. So when attacking a stronghold or city, infantry led by the commander gain 40% increased attack and have a 20% chance of dispelling any currently active slow, poison, exhaust, and other weakening effect. This skill can trigger once every 10 seconds. So with this skill description, we can now confirm that this skill doesn't work on the open field, right? So you can might not be the best idea to pair Pakal with Hero anymore, because you cannot negate that defense debuff from Hero on the open field. But might be a good idea to pair with Hero on when it comes to rallying. So that is something for you to consider. The next skill is the fourth skill. Reduce all damage taken by 10%. While on the map, reduce all damage taken when surrounded. Bonus reduction here equal number of surrounding enemy times 5%. The number of surrounding enemies that can be factored into the bonus damage calculation has an upper limit of 6. So you can get like 10% damage reduction, and if you get swarmed by a lot of marches, you can get up to another additional 30% damage reduction right there, which is can be quite a lot. So next one is the expertise skill. When the commander, so the fourth skill there is no change, right? The skill link was pretty correct there. So for the expertise skill, when the commander launch a rally attack, all damage dealt is increased by 5%. Troop led by the commander deal 3% increase count attack. Okay. Troop led by the commander dealt 3% increase counter attack damage and take 20% less damage from all source for 5 seconds after using an active skill. So it's kind of like a little bit confusing here in terms of like the wording here. The first sentence is definitely says that this skill is only working for rallying only, but it's kind of tough to tell, right? If the expertise skill, can work, if the expertise skill can work on the open field, then this guy is gonna be very tanky. But as of right now, the score that I'm giving, so this is the update score for him right here. Can I see here? So this is the score I update for him right here. So now he is at 11.5, and he can get up to a 15.5 if he gets swarmed by multiple marches there. So still pretty solid, and I would say he's one of the commander. Let's say if the expertise skill doesn't work on the open field, he's one of the commanders that you do not need him to be expertise. So it could be another cheap investment there for infantry player. You can get him to like 5.5 and X5 is what you're trying to aiming for, and you can still achieve the most the highest possible score for the open field with Zhao getting his expertise. But if this guy expertise is working on the open field, oh my god, I think he's gonna be very good, right? Actual 20% damage reduction from ore source for 5 seconds after you using an active skill. That is a lot. And imagine how often you can cast your skill on the open field, right? Once every 6, 7, 8 seconds. You can get the skill. You can get the damage reduction all the time, pretty much. So I still think Pakal is a still pretty solid investment. But I'll go later. I'm gonna be comparing Pakal's score with some of the other commanders, other infantry commander as well, to give you guys a better idea of who you should be investing in first. Next up we have a Cheok Jun. Most of his skill is pretty accurate. Deal direct damage factor 1700 to the target if the target has been reduced by 30% or less unit remaining. Deal an additional damage factor 300 here, so there is no change from the skill list that we got earlier. The second skill, infantry unit led by the commander gain 40% increased attack. They deal 5% damage increase against cavalry, 5% and take 5% more damage from archer here. So again, right, pretty accurate here. Not much changes there. The third skill, while on the map, troop led by the commander have a 40% chance to take 50% less skill damage. The damage reduction effect can trigger once every 4 seconds only. I am not a big fan of this skill because you can only, I think it can work pretty well against like a 1v1. But like when it comes to a mass open field fighting, you constantly getting hit by AoE skill damage. I would rather to have like a 20% skill damage reduction all the time than to have like a 4% chance to take 50% less skill damage. And it doesn't work all the time. It has like a 4-second interval there for you to activate this skill again. So I'm not really a big fan of the third skill. Let's go to the fourth skill here. If troop led by this commander consist only of infantry units, they gain 15% increased march speed with a 100% chance of dealing 5% increased skill damage for 8 seconds when attacking. So this effect can trigger once every 4 seconds and can stack up to 8 times. Again, right, so we see like an additional march speed bonus here for this commander, 15% more march speed bonus, which is pretty good. But like for the stacking on the skill damage, it's definitely not as good as Tomri's debuff, right? And it's have like an interval here as well for 4 seconds. So like again, right, I am not like a big fan. I am not like a big fan of this skill as well because it takes quite some time for you to be able to stack up enough 8 stacks to maximize on the skill damage bonus. It can work well if it's like a rally, right? If you're rallying on a structure, you can keep hitting on the target, so you will always get that stack. But like on the mass open field fighting, it's gonna be pretty tough to maintain that 3 or 4 more stacks. So that is like the biggest problem that I am seeing with him. And his expertise skill is like a must-have for him to kind of like get to the score he is at right here. While on the map, troop led by this commander have 4% chance of getting skill damage reduced by 50% and deal skill damage up to 3 enemy target in a fanship area. Damage factor 50. I think it's supposed to be damage factor 50 multiplied by the number of stack of skill. And again, right, I am not a big fan of the expertise skill as well. Unless like it might work well with rallying. But as of right now, I am definitely not like a big fan of his expertise skill. Unless they also give us like a wrong description here for the expertise skill. Because the damage factor is pretty low, and even if you multiply that damage factor with like 8 stack, it's only get you like a 400 damage, AoE skill damage there. Which is, I don't know, right? I'm not like a big fan. I'm not like a big fan of that expertise skill. Unless like your playstyle is a little bit different, that if you think that you can maintain that like, or you can get that 8 stack all the time, it means you have to stay engaged with like fighting for very, very long time, right? You cannot like hit and run. If you play style in more like hit for about 10-20 seconds, pull back because you don't want the enemy to swarm you down, he's definitely not a good fit for your setup, right? And that is the reason why I am not getting him. Because if you see me playing in KvK, right, you saw me play like most of the time, right, I attack on a target, but then when I see the enemy kind of like getting closer to my marches, I'm pulling back, right? I'm not gonna let my marches stay there and get wrecked. So that is my playstyle, and that is the reason why I am not gonna be getting him. So So the score for him is now 11.75, and he can get up to like 14s. If he can maintain that 8 stack for the skill damage bonus. So another thing I want to show you guys is, let's go back to my Discord channel here. So I have a chain up the ranking a little bit here for the infantry score, right? So you can see here, right, some of the other infantry commanders have a much higher score than the 2 new infantry commanders. So if you haven't get Grand Yu, Alex, or Hero yet, I strongly recommend you guys keep working on these commanders, or at least unlock them before you start thinking about the 2 new infantry commanders. Richard is a very strong commander as well, and he got released very early. Can serve you for a long time on the open field. So Pakal and Cheok Jun is now kind of a down below here, slightly better than Leo. So Pakal is 11.5, 15.5 here if get swarm. Defense 8 to 12, and if his expertise skill can work on the open field, this defense stats is gonna get higher, and then he's gonna go back up again, right? But as of right now, I still need to verify if his expertise skill can work on the open field or not before I adjust his score here. So again here, right, a little bit more here for you guys to see. So Pakal's score is attack 2.75, defense 8, 12 if get swarm, support 0, he doesn't have any support, and now his mobility is only 0.75 now for the score. Cheok Jun now he at 11.75, attack a 10, could get up to 13 if he can maintain that 8 stack of skill damage bonus. Defense is only 1 because I do not like that mechanism arouse that like 40% chance to reduce the skill damage by 50%. That is why I don't give him a very high defense score. Mobility is 0.75 because of that additional 15% march speed bonus that we see in the skill. Anyway guys, I hope you guys find this video helpful, and thanks for watching guys.